Great news as 2 more states decide to add $100 to LWA, and other states now report they're going to pay 5 weeks of LWA right away. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons LA with incredible and great news about LWA, FPUC, UI, PUA, and unemployment benefits. This is Afternoons LA, our 2-hour programming block that starts with a check that goes to hazard pay, then unemployment assistance and rent. Great news, so be ready to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Boy, let me get right to the details. First, several states are now reporting they're paying 5 weeks of LWA. I'm like, wait a second. If you haven't seen the progression, I mean, this has been insane. Yesterday, I was surprised to report that some states were now paying 4 weeks. Now, some states are paying 5 weeks. And when we say 5 weeks, they're actually paying back to the first week at which FPUC expired, and they're carrying it 5 weeks forward. So this is incredibly great news. It derives from the fact that FEMA really, I guess, miscalculated how much funds they had. When the LWA was first announced by FEMA and that their allocation of resources, they said it was going to run out the first week of September. Well, we're there, it hasn't run out. Second, they said they only had 3 weeks of benefits for some states, and many would only get 2 weeks. They said third, they said the states that applied later may get nothing. All that is totally untrue and totally miscalculated by FEMA, who now reports the following. First, the initial states that got applications into right away, like Arizona, they're paying 5 weeks of benefits. This is insanely great information. Congratulations, too. It's retroactive, so it's back to the first week at which FPUC expired, FPUC 1.0. It starts the next week right after that, so really incredible, great news. Third, the states that applied shortly after Arizona, Missouri, those earlier states, they're now reportedly paying 4 weeks of benefits, and that the other states that applied somewhere in like the number 20th state to 30th state, they may have about $300 of benefits. Boy, incredible great news about LWA. Okay, let me give you another element of great news. We're only 2 minutes into this video. The next one is the add-on. Remember that $100 add-on that states can throw on top of LWA? And it was initially just 2 states, Montana and Kentucky, which ironically both have senators up for re-election. Yeah, that's why they're throwing money at you. That's how it works. Did you not catch it? Well, great news, as 2 more states have now announced they're going to pay the $400 unemployment benefits by throwing an additional $100 on top of the $300 from LWA. Who are they? Vermont and Kansas. So is this like a movement? Is this like, a trend? Are we going to see this, California? Are we going to see this other places? Maybe. Really exciting. Vermont and Kansas both announced they're going to add on $100. This is in addition to, apparently, West Virginia, who I missed in this gap. So we're now would be at 5 states that are going to do $400. Again, it would be Montana, West Virginia, Kentucky, and coming up Vermont and Kansas. Okay, wow. This is incredible, great news. Basically, Vermont's Governor Phil Scott announced today that initial grant of $35.8 million from FEMA is coming. We know that tens of thousands of our neighbors are still struggling through the economy. This supplemental assistance, often through President Trump's executive order, will help those who haven't been able to return to work through this difficult period, and will continue to urge Congress and the White House to work together on a long-term solution for displaced workers. Wow, congratulations if you're in Vermont. In addition to FEMA with a $300 benefit, Scott requested $20 million in COVID-19 relief, and the legislature to provide an additional $100 per week to eligible claimants. Wow. This added benefit is a necessary step to continue to navigate the uncertainty that was once in a century crisis brings our way. Using corona relief funds to add additional financial security and peace of mind to those hard hit by the pandemic is a crucial in supporting our economy, communities, and families. This is incredibly great news. How will this work? It's basically what's called stopgap. That'll provide this amount of money to really provide the relief that people are not getting because the $600 of FEMA of FPUC 1.0 has stopped. Now, Kansas is jumping in. Congratulations of you in Kansas. On Thursday, Governor Laura Carey announced that her administration is adding the $100 on top of it. We know Kansas are hurting, and we're working to launch the LWA program so we can assist as many individuals and families as possible. However, it's not a permanent fix. It's encouraging to see the unemployment drop for third week in a row. While the employment numbers dropped in our state, it could go down to 4,000. So this is incredible, great news. That would bring it to 5 states doing $400 a week. It's unclear how many weeks for these states, but it's going to be at least 3 weeks, could be 4. And as you saw for Arizona, they're at 5 weeks. All right, so that's the incredible good news about LWA, the $100 add-on. And now let me get to FPUC 2.0. Boy. The day started with insanely good information, insanely good news. And where did it come from? It came from the Purple Power. I reported no less than 3 weeks ago that the Republicans wanted $300 to $400 of FPUC 2.0 coming back. And over the last few days, I reported that Mitch McConnell wanted unemployment enhanced benefits entered as a bill into the Senate for Senate Republicans and Senate Democrats to approve, added with it stimulus checks, eviction protection, liability insurance, testing, and maybe airlines. Well, my reporting was confirmed this morning. Mark Meadows appeared on Morning News and confirmed absolutely everything I've reported about FPUC 2.0, down to nearly the number, the path of approval, the timing of approval, how it's going to work, and all the wonderful details about it. Boy, congratulations, FPUC 2.0 is coming. Let me explain how this will work and when it will work. First, FPUC 2.0 would basically become law on some particular day in September, but it would be retroactive back to the day at which FPUC 1.0 expired. That was late July. It would pay enhanced unemployment benefits, is what FPUC is called, from that day in which 1.0 expired back going forward. So when you look at late July and you bring it up to September, you're almost at maybe 8 weeks approximately that you could receive a massive lump sum in your account of 8 weeks of retroactive FPUC 2.0 benefits. Now, it won't particularly be in the full amount if your state did participate in LWA. It's likely, and when I say likely, like about 100% likely, that the way it will work is whatever the FPUC number is, let's say $400, it will deduct whatever you got for LWA from it. So if you got $300, you get a lump sum of $100 per week for the 8 weeks. If your state did not participate in it, or try to start participating in it but hasn't sent out the money, then same thing. Then you would get the full amount of the benefits. Really great news. For those states, those 5 states that I talked about, Kentucky, West Virginia, Montana, Vermont, that's adding the $100 on top of that, that will likely not be taken out of FPUC 2.0 because that was a state add-on. It has nothing to do with the federal add-on. This would be a federal law that they are to provide this federal relief on top of normal benefits of UI and PUA. Really great news. All right, so now you know how it works. When would you see those funds? You could see the funds within about 7 days after it becomes law. Meadows says that the bill, and let me now explain to you how it's going to happen. Meadows says it's going to be introduced to the Senate by Mitch McConnell next week for Senate Republicans and Senate Democrats to approve. He says they're already ready on path to approve it. He says that House Democrats want it approved. I mean, he doesn't have to tell me that. We already know that. We saw the letter from 200 representatives of the House who are Democrats saying, we need to do enhanced unemployment benefits as a standalone bill right now. Well, it's literally almost a standalone bill. It just has stimulus checks in there. K through 12, testing, and maybe airlines, just 4 other add-ons on top of it. It would go into the Senate next week when they reconvene, and then it would go back to the House to get approval. It does not need to visit the Temple of Doom. People ask me, why not this week? Because they're not in session. They come back into session next week. So incredible, great news for that as well. Once it is voted upon, how soon will you see the funds? Well, Meadows says that he thinks this is all going to get done in 1 week. Now, understand, this is Meadows talking, not me. I'm not writing the bill. I'm not voting on your bill. I'm not, pushing the cart that has your bill in it. I'm reporting it. So if Meadows is blowing smoke, we'll blow it back at him. I'm just telling you what he's reporting. But I'm going to tell you that he's not the only one that's saying it. Mnuchin's saying it. McConnell's saying it. Some Democrats are saying it. It's not just one person. So then you would add basically 1 week on top of that to get your funds. Really incredible, great news. One of the things that I need you to do is I need to look at a calendar and look at late September on a calendar and figure out if you're one of those people who did receive LWA. Will you have a week in late September where you're not getting LWA because it's run out, because you're more than 4 weeks or more than 5 weeks? That week you may not actually receive a check at that time. You'll receive it thereafter, retroactively, but you may not receive a check at that time. Of course, if you've not received any LWA benefits because of the $100 threshold, or because your states have not been approved, or have not sent out the funds, then you're going to have to watch this as a hawk because you need those funds right away. Very important. How much will it be? I have been reporting for 3 weeks that it's going to be $400. It may go to $500. I don't see it going to $500 now. Based upon, I think on the last 24 hours, I was saying $400 to $500. I'm more inclined to say it's going to be $400 now. This is really being pushed very quickly and with a lot of support. And that support seems to suggest it will be $400. I've rarely, if ever, heard the number $500 from any Republican. So I think the number is going to be $400. It would likely be all the way to December 31st or January 1st. So if you're impacted because of COVID-19 all the way to then, you would qualify. I know a lot of you have been sort of dropping comments and questions about your particular case for UI or your particular case for PUA. I know it's almost needed like another video to sort of answer your questions. Everything is a little bit confusing, but the most important thing that I can answer with this video alone is that if you've done everything I've told you to do, which is certify for benefits, ensure that you get the right start date for your impact qualification. If it's March, list March. Don't list August. That you go in, that you ensure that they have the right routing number for your bank account. If you do everything you're supposed to do, you do escalated benefits the way I've told you to do escalated benefits, watch yesterday's video and the day before, then there's nothing else that you need to do. And if your question is, why haven't I seen the funds? I gotta tell you, when I started doing FPUC videos the very first day of this channel on April 25th and hadn't even launched, I said, be patient. Be patient, be patient, be patient. I know as times become financially a little more stressed now, it's hard to be patient. But I also have a lot of viewers who said, hey, thank you, LLA. You told me to be patient. I told my daughter it was coming. You told me it was coming, and it came. I have people sending me DMs and tweets and tags, and I see, hey, a screen grab of your account. It shows 5 weeks paid from Arizona, 4 weeks paid from this, and you're just so happy. I really celebrate with you. And these are people who really had patience. I gotta tell you, it is hard waiting for a check. It really is. But when you have 5 weeks of benefits of $400 landing in your bank account, $2,000 in one deposit, it's a good feeling. And that's just dealing with the current situation. Imagine when we get to middle September, late September, and we're talking about, what is that, 8 weeks? Let's say you haven't received any LWA. 8 weeks at what? $400 plus $200, $600, $600 times 8 weeks. It's not $2,000. It's a sizable amount of money. But for now, you need to figure out how to ensure that you have financial stability until we get to that point. What's going to be happening over the next 7 days is a lot of maneuvering. And what's important for you to understand as you watch videos is to watch this video a lot, because FPUC is going to literally twist and turn and turn and twist and twist and turn. It's going to be like Naked Twister with too much, Red Bull. It's literally going to go everywhere, and everywhere it can go. And so whatever you heard 2 days ago or 3 days ago could be totally different. As you see with FEMA, where they said, we didn't have this, it's going to literally change by the minute. But for now, if you've done everything that you need to do, and you're just waiting for things to land in an account, then you're fine. To ensure that you've done everything that you need to do, you need to go into the portal and look at whether it's asking you to certify for benefits for a week. If it doesn't tell you to do anything, then you're fine. Moreover, if you look at the payment tab and it says pending August 1, pending August 8th, then you're good. What's going on is that states are very good in telling you which weeks they're paying. So, for example, in Vermont, they say they're paying retroactive August 1st, August 8th, and August 15th, the weeks ending. So they're very good in telling you which weeks. That's 3 weeks. So they're not paying you the week ending August 27th. So it's important to know which weeks you're getting money for, which weeks you aren't, and which weeks are coming next. Boy, a lot of great information. I'm trying to stay on top of all the details. Anything you can send me always is greatly appreciated. I thank you for your comments. Sometimes I don't have time to respond back. Usually I do, but when you send me screen grabs or whatever deposits you got, it really helps the reporting because it helps other viewers of this channel. Do me a couple of favors. First, go to the front of this channel, hit the subscribe and alert button. This channel is trying to reach 250,000 subscribers. We launched on April 25th. We reached 200,000 subscribers in 3 months. Yeah, it's never been done in the history of YouTube. We're trying to reach 250 now. We're at 230, I think, today. Congratulations, a great family. We're slowing down. We added about 2,000 or 3,000. Yesterday was better. We added about 3,000. We're trying to go up to about 5,000 ads per day, additions and new subscribers per day. So we get to about 250,000 next 2 weeks. Our goal is to hit 250,000 next 2 weeks, and hit that alert button, because when something happens, I'm sending out alerts. Things happen literally by the minute. Next, hit the like button. It really helps that other people who are new and have not found this channel find the channel. You've been able to find the channel, and it really, really helps because, in the last 24 hours, there have been videos that rank higher than this channel that say a $900 stimulus check is going out tomorrow. What? $900 stimulus check is going out tomorrow. Why is $900 sound familiar, but it's not a stimulus check? Oh, what that person did was they took LWA, $300, 3 weeks, called it stimulus, and said $900 stimulus check is going out tomorrow. No, that's not a stimulus check. It's it's LWA. Enhanced unemployment benefits is part of the stimulus package, and it could be interpreted as a stimulus package relief, but it's not a stimulus check. A stimulus check, ironically, comes right from the IRS to you. It doesn't go to the unemployment office and then go right to you. From that, no. So it helps to have this video appear higher in the ranks. Coming up next is Rent, and then evenings LALATE. Boy, what a blockbuster that has been the last 2 nights. Thank you for tuning in for record numbers. If you did not catch what happened on yesterday, a lot of craziness. The morning video had a processing problem with YouTube on the back end that it couldn't upload. It got stuck. It literally got stuck, technically stuck. So I had to delete it and re-upload it. The evenings LALATE video had an opening bit, and the bit was understood by 90% of the comments, but about 95% of the comments, but about 5 or 10 people didn't understand it. So I thought, oh, let me edit this, take it down, and put it back up. Rather be safe than sorry. Coming up next is Rent. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.